Hello, and welcome back to the next chapter of the White Album 2 manga. We are currently on Volume 4, really getting close to the end. Not quite the final chapter, but we're getting there. So, man, we're really in the thick of it now. So we had the scene where Kazusa went missing after the concert because Haruki didn't actually attend. He ended up finding her in her basement, and she was like, "Please love me, I don't care if it's a lie." And he's like, "There's no way it could be a lie. I couldn't lie about that." And she's like, "What does that mean?" And then here we are. And by the way, he proposed to Setsuna, so now he's engaged and still up to these very, very silly single man antics. So, it's a mess. This is session 22, throwing everything away. Leukemia, they said. I wasn't prepared. What? That's the kind of disease tragic heroines are supposed to get. God must have made a mistake somewhere. And another bombshell dropped on us very quickly because Kazusa's mom is terminally ill. This is not a small sickness. When Yoko Toma called me, the last thing I expected was an announcement this shocking. You could have knocked me over with a feather. That's why I came back to Japan, the country I love most in the world, after everything. Just so you know, I have no plans to die anytime soon. I'll use all the money I have and whatever else it takes to make it to 100. But with me in this state, Kazusa won't have any choice but to stand on her own. I've been pulling plenty of strings with that in mind. Yep, it's true. Kazusa's pretty lost without you at this point. Still, I had just one thing left to gamble on. My last hope and my biggest obstruction, that you yourself would return Kazusa to Japan. But I suppose that was pointless. Hey, guitar boy, with things being as they are, I want you to dump her as hard as you can. And the reason she keeps saying this is because she knows her daughter has been kept on a string. She knows her daughter has hope that things are going to change. And this is what Haruki lacks. He lacks the final decision-making skills to be able to say, okay, I'm with Setsuna, this isn't going to work. He just kind of leaves things open and ambiguous, which is pretty scary for a mom. Discard her completely so that her own wounds can heal more quickly. If you don't, if you give her an inch, she'll never give up on you. If you can't accept her, throw her away now, for her sake. Honestly, sagely advice from Yoko. But if I did that, what would happen to Kazusa? Who could possibly protect her? These questions ran through my head, but my voice wouldn't come out. Listen, I know it sounds cruel, but not your problem. You don't have to solve everyone's problem. There are millions of lonely girls in the world who are not going to have their problems solved by you. Kazusa's just another one. I told you, don't just eat the meat. Eat the fish too, and the daikon, and the carrots, and the chrysanthemums. Gonna pass on the chrysanthemums, but I'll eat the rest, okay? Oh, I love hot pot. It looks so delicious. And you can cook it right on the table with the portable stove. It's really nice. It's a good social activity for families and friends. Eat the kombu instead then. Fine. Sorry, it's Takea. Hello? Hey man, congrats on getting engaged. Very loud. Loud enough to be overheard by someone who might not be as excited about this news as Takea is. Haruki, you're blowing me away here. I never thought I'd see the day. I got Setsuna-chan here with me right now. Come over. Sorry, Takea Haruki-kun. Oh, Setsuna. Sorry, Haruki-kun. Takahiro saw the ring, and I guess he told everyone. No, Setsuna, you didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to apologize. I'm really sorry, though. I'm in the middle of some work right now. I'll call you back later, okay? Hang on, Kazusa? No, let go of me. I hate this. I can't take it anymore. Just run off and be happy with Setsuna already. The fact that she's so upset probably is just a sign that, like, you shouldn't be doing this still. What Yoko said is true. Let her go for her own good. For his own good, for Setsuna's own good, and for Kazusa's own good. This is just too much. And congratulations. My only two friends in the world are going to be together. I'm so glad, really. With all that, I can't burden you anymore, so I'm just gonna leave. Realistically, probably what she should do. You can't. You only just recovered from your injuries, and you don't have anything pulled together. But if I stay here, I'm gonna break. I can't stand this. Yeah, so let somebody else take care of her. Let a doctor take care of her injury. Let her mom take care of her practice and everything like that. Literally, Haruki doesn't need to involve himself, but he constantly does, and that's where the problem lies. I'm leaving. I can't be in Japan anymore. An hour after that, Kazusa was breathing quietly in her sleep, having finally calmed down. Well, she still looks like she's crying, just saying. At this rate, things are going to rupture sooner or later. I have to come up with some kind of solution before Kazusa wakes up. Yeah, well, good luck with that one. Before dawn breaks, I have to think of a way for Kazusa to be happy. And he fell asleep anyway. Bye, Haruki. And he realizes he fell asleep. Aww. Kazusa. Yoko-san, I'm sorry, Kazusa isn't... I know. She was with me until just a minute ago. But I'm afraid I don't know where she went after that. I collapsed in front of her. Oh, this is Yoko. Oh no. I collapsed in front of her. It was her first time seeing me like this, and she panicked. Right. Seeing your parents sick is tough, right? Being completely heartbroken, like this week, and then finding out that your parent is terminally ill, that's a rough week. Kazusa has snapped. Yoko Toma was always the ultimate reaching point for Kazusa. If that summit were to disappear, the public would tell Kazusa to take Yoko Toma's place, to take off in the world the way her mother had. How could a sheltered girl like her take on the world alone? In which case, she would have to turn her back on the public and find a new world. But would she be capable of that? No. There's no way. Not without someone seriously supporting her. Which, for better or worse, is kind of the truth. It would be tough for Kazusa to be independent enough to kind of make her own career at this point. Scheduling things, agreeing to things, making concerts, deciding the song lists. I don't think at this very point in time, Kazusa would be capable of that. Even with, Yoko's assistant, that would be tough for her. The only way it would really be a viable option is with Haruki holding her hand and telling her what to do the whole time. So, I told her everything. Absolutely everything, including that I have no desire to return to Vienna. And then she rushed out of the hospital. Yeah. The Hojo University campus. Light is spilling out of the windows of the school buildings. How many times did I myself meet the dawn beneath those lights? My classmate, always hanging around in the lecture room with a sleeping bag even though she couldn't be bothered to write a proper essay. Now and then, she would come out with something weirdly sharp. And I found myself thinking, maybe she actually knows everything about me. If only you knew, Haruki. Hey, Izumi, how much did you know about me then? And now, do you know where I'm supposed to go from here? I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to consult with your friends on this serious matter. Though unfortunately, your very best friends, Takaya and Io, can't really be depended on because this is a Kazusa matter and you've kind of betrayed Setsuna with her. Goodies is closed by now. I'm not all that hungry. I just thought maybe Koharu, a certain nagging junior of mine, might be able to buck me up a little. That pushy girl who doesn't care who you are. No, in fact, the bigger trouble you're in, the more deeply she'll meddle. Koharu Sugiura, if you were to meet someone who had just lost something enormously important to them, what would you think? Everyone says you and I are similar. Even you acknowledge that. So what would you do? I really like the fact that the side heroines have all come to help Haruki grow. I think that's really important. And that's kind of their role. Like, yes, you can date them in the game. There are routes for each of them, which I love, I think are beautiful and healthy. But even if you're not dating them, and this is the thing about any girl, even if you're not dating them, they can help you grow as a person just by being their friend, just by seeing how they live their lives. Girls, boys, doesn't matter. This is what friends are for. This is what connections are. This is why they're important. Bright light spills from the windows of the editorial department at Kaio. But the person I want to see the most isn't there right now. Mari. The one to whom I owe everything as an adult, who so thoroughly drove into me what it was like living in society, even before I entered it for real. Thanks to her, I was able to forge many incredible bonds as a person, and crucial ties to the real world. Which is important. They just started alluding to Kazusa and Kazusa's world, and now the real world. This is very purposeful use of language here. Haruki has developed many bonds to the real world, which, keeps him cemented. Kazusa has no bonds at this point. Her bonds were her mom and kind of Haruki, or at least the idea, the thought of Haruki. But now that Haruki has, said that things can't be that way, and her mom's like, I have leukemia, well, her bonds, quote unquote, are kind of gone. So it's tough. Mari-san, what choice would you make here? My job, interpersonal relationships, societal ties? I don't even know anymore. Aww, poor Haruki. He's a little confused at present. But I have to decide. I can't put it off anymore. So I'm going to follow this single feeling I have. Whom do I want to make happy? Yeah, because it can only be one. With whom will I have no regrets, even if I make mistakes? Kazusa. Oh, Haruki. Oh. Kazusa, are you all right? I know you're in there. Hey, hold on. Did the young lady staying here really give you a call that urgent? That's why I'm in such a hurry. We're racing against time here. We might need to call the police. No, an ambulance. I'm sorry. I need the front desk to call 119, which is 911 in Japan. Haruki jumping to conclusions. Shut up. Quit acting like a third-rate tabloid reporter. Kazusa. Poor hotel manager. Aww. What are you doing here? And what the hell was that about? What, did you think I was gonna kill myself? No, you aren't that inconsiderate of other people. But I don't think you can get back on your feet on your own either. You're not that brave. You don't have that kind of strength. What's that supposed to mean? So this is huge, right? Because Haruki went to Kazusa. He's like, I need to make a decision, and then goes to see Kazusa. I hate this scene, especially in the game, because it really draws it out. Haruki is so mean. Yes, I do think it's true that it would be tough for Kazusa to do things on her own, but he's just sitting here insulting her like, you're not brave, you don't have strength, you can't do anything, you're pathetic. He really, really lays it on thick in the game. You can't live without someone supporting you, but you're so self-destructive and picky about who you ask for help. Stop. Without either me or Yoko-san, how do you expect to live? Stop. What I'm trying to say is, I have to do something, right? Huh? Aww. It's not even heartfelt because he's so mean about it. He's like, oh, you're so pathetic that I guess I'll be your boyfriend. Like, don't do that to anyone. Even if you are kind of pitying them and you're like, okay, like, I do think you need someone in your life, so I'm here. Don't phrase it like that. That is honestly despicable. Even at your worst, I love you. I can't stand the idea of you not living happily. Haruki, you... If you tell me that you need me in order to be happy, then I'll stay by your side. Even if it means throwing everything away. Throwing everything away. With Kazusa's violent wailing as she grasped the meaning of those words. A truly harsh time began for us. Aww. So like I said, with the whole ties to society thing, and this is a big thing, this is really important, Kazusa has no ties. Haruki being with Kazusa means he's going to have to cut a lot of those ties, right? He's going to lose Takeya and Io. That's just straight up. He's going to lose Setsuna because it's just messed up. The whole situation's so messed up. There's no way you can continue being friends at that point. So he's losing all of those. And then just the list goes on. So a very, very crucial decision has been made here. But we're coming up on the very, very end of the novel, of the graphic novels, the comic books. So thank you so much for being here with me on this chapter of the White Album 2 manga, and I'll be back with the next chapter shortly. So until then, hope you take care. See you!